Okay, let's see.
Hello, people. Okay, there it is. No, that's not it. We are testing out a new setup. Okay, there it is. All right, that's working. It's working on my fan page. Hi, everybody. I'm going to drop secrets and sins whenever you post to a comment. We want to see your comments so we know this is working. This is me, Christian Day, and the ever so fabulous Kaylin Burrell, who just recovered from the worst cold in the universe. It's amazing what turkey dinner can do for the soul. My husband does not like Thanksgiving food. I do not know why. And I'm not super stoked on, what do you call it? The southern. Like, I got this stuffing from, the hell was it? Honey baked ham, and it was this cornbread stuffing, and it was
Mm,
horrible.
no, was it dry?
No, it had these sweet croutons on it. Does it say where they're coming from? It says she's from
It
Facebook,
just says, yeah, Facebook or
but
YouTube.
it doesn't tell me where she's coming from other than Facebook. It could be
Right.
any number of Facebook pages. Christy, where are you watching me? Because I want to watch you. DeFazio is in the house.
We miss you, Angela.
DeFazio is in the house. Oh, there's DeFazio and her comment was 1 minute ago, so the lag wasn't that bad.
Yeah, good.
Um, so that's good to know. Let me see. Where's Christian Day? Oh, so Christy is on my fan page. So if you could tell me where you're watching from, that would be awesome. Um, we miss you, Angela. You should go to Egypt. By the way, shameless plug, go to themagicofthenile.com. I am curating the most incredible, incredible trip to Egypt. Am I wrong, Kaylin? Like, you saw
It's
that boat?
great. Yeah.
Like,
No,
that
yeah.
boat is so fucking swanktastical. Like, it is so incredible. Uh,
Yeah.
there's only, from what I understand, there are only three twin cabins on the boat. So I don't know how that's going to work. And I think there may only be two. One of them might be for the tour guide, and it may not be nice like the other ones. Um, and One of the things I hated about what the hell was it? When I went to Egypt the first time, it was go gadget go every day, 8 hour days, multiple stops. And I get, you go someplace like Egypt, you tend to think of it as a once in a lifetime. So you really want to see everything. That's how we did Ireland. I made Brian, we drove every single day to a different location, and it was just so overwhelming. I barely remembered any of it. We're basically testing the new Covendom setup, so that we're not the new hosts.
No.
Brian and Levi will be on tomorrow. I don't think Kathy's with them anymore, or Kelly or whatever her name is, and Edith. I don't know, and shade. Um, so yeah, no, this is going to be so incredible, and the boat is just this luxury, high end, gorgeous private hotel. We're live, just so you know. Um, Gorgeous. It's like a floating hotel with only 12 cabins, but we're not selling them all. We're capping it off at 18 people, including Brian and me. And, because we really want an intimate, magical tour. Our tour guide generally works for Abercrombie and Kent, which is the highest quality tour company in the world. And she's doing this as a favor to us. She is mega educated Egyptologist. She's taught at Hexfest before, Ali, and she was raised Muslim, but she follows now the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. And so her whole spiritual ethic is ancient Egypt. So together, Brian and Hala and I will be teaching on the boat. There'll be rituals, there'll be, you know, discussions in classes, and lots of late night occult conversations with wine. And, you know, so when we go to these locations, they're very much going to be curated for the occultist. You know, there's a lot of spiritual journeys that go to Egypt, and some of them are really quite amazing. Um, they're more woo, I think, many of them, than what we want to do. And I'm nothing against it, but that, you know, it draws, you know, when you're doing yoga and all that stuff, I mean, it's not really what we're trying to do. You know, we really want to have a more hermetic experience that not only deals with the outer temples that we're going to see every day, but the inner temples of the mind. You know, that's the magic we create up here and
Right.
what we can visualize. And so, you know, I'm super excited to do this. If you go to themagicofthenile.com, um, you can there's a sign up form to show your interest. My best guess is that it's going to be 6,500 a person. Yes, it's not cheap, but it is a floating fucking palace, and all the hotels are 5-star, and everything is just top of the line. And, you know, and we've got a tour guide the likes of which you wouldn't get unless you went on Abercrombie and Kent. And just so you know, their starting price for 10 days is $13,000, because Brian and I did that for 3 people, mind you, and that's per person. So, you know, I don't know the absolute final price yet because Hala is still working out details, but it will be probably 6,500, you know, per person, 7,000 max. And what will happen is, if you don't share a room with somebody, and remember, there's only 2 or 3 twin bedrooms, so you might have to share a room with someone that's not a spouse with a king size bed, but it's a good size bed. Um, if you don't share a room with someone, you can have the room alone, but it's probably going to be about 2,500 to 3,000 extra for the solo supplement. Kind of like when you go on a cruise. If you're going to be the only person in the room, they do charge you more. Robert Owen said, Christian Day, is Jesus Christ your personal savior? Oh, we're going to have some fun. Sorry,
He's
Kaylin, I know
something.
you got to go, but
He's something for me.
huh?
I said he's something for me.
Oh, yeah, no. No, I know Jesus Christ. I nailed him once. Um, the oh, this is great. So we had this Christian group come to Salem in October, and I didn't tell you this, Kaylin, so you're finding this out for the first time. The guy that punched and gave Sean Kelly a gash
Right.
was charged not only with assault, but civil rights violations.
Oh, good.
I also received a call from a detective at the Salem Police who is the liaison for the FBI. So when the FBI follows up on a report, they send it to the Salem Police, and then that person calls. So I had a long conversation with that person, and I painted the picture of what was going on. And so Robert Owen, just in case you're still around, you know, the jig is up. You know, you got my attention. Trust me, you've got my number one employee sitting here. We love her. She's amazing, but she knows that my attention, it's not always something you want, especially when I'm in a particular fucking mood. And nothing put me in a particular mood like seeing one of my employees get punched in the fucking face. So, yeah, we don't like this. Um, And the attorney general has not gotten back to us yet, but I've heard that sometimes takes time. 30 years ago, and actually spoke to her earlier today about this because I may want her to speak to the FBI. One of the Salem witches named Sharon Graham, about 30 years ago, these Christian group grabbed her child, you know, her kid's like 30 now, but Lizzie's baby carriage, and started praying over her and then grabbed Sharon. And so Scott Harshbarger, the attorney general at the time, banned uh, the ministry from Salem, from Massachusetts entirely. And when Paul Cellucci ran for governor as a Republican in Massachusetts, he did a video ad that we all protested in Boston, um, attacking Attorney General Harshbarger, who was running for governor, for defending witches. I mean, that's where we were 30 years ago. And of course, Cellucci won the election. And so our civil rights is a constant battle. Yes, Christy, it's that Sharon Graham. You know, we've had a spotty relationship, Sharon, but she is old. The thing about Sharon, she's old Salem. This old Salem. There are people that have been around Salem for decades. And like Sean Poirier said when he was alive, my best friend, we may all fight like cats on a clothesline, but lest an outsider come into that circle to create misery. I'm looking at you, Canadians. Um, you know, I don't know that New Orleans has that same thing because it's such a bigger place, but I will tell you, Salem can close ranks, the likes of which you've never seen.
We don't do that, we just kill you.
Oh, well, that works. Um, well, I'm just hoping these horrible ICE people will stop going after the brown people and start targeting New Orleans Canadians. That's my wish for Christmas.
For Christmas wish.
Um, my grown-up Christmas list. So anywho, they assaulted one of our staff. They anointed our furniture and possibly our altars, though we didn't get it on camera, which sucks because that could have been a hate crime. The FBI has determined in numerous cases that putting bacon on the doorknobs of a mosque not only is vandalism, but a hate crime because of the Muslim religious aversion to pork. And so, oh yeah, Christy, literally all of fucking Canada blocked these people, and they're slumlords up there. Like, read all the reviews on Yelp. No, Angela is also Old Salem. You know, we understand. We may not all like each other every minute of the day. God knows Sharon and I have had our day. We've had more than a few. And, you know, we can be like cats on a clothesline. But I can also tell you that when it comes to protecting Salem, she'll be there. You know, one of these newbies that showed up, I remember about 15, 14 years ago, um, you know, one of these newbies to town came up and physically threatened me with a cane on the street. And Sharon Graham was nearby and literally stood up, stood over, came over, and stood between me and the guy with the cane.
Yeah.
That's what we mean by Old Salem. And let me tell you, Christians, I know your little Philip Renner, you know, your secret gay, you know, and if you're listening, Rick Renner, can you know, from Georgia, come get your gay son who pretends not to be, and with his absolutely diesel dykey wife, and please have him come, and you know, come get him before he turns the glory of Christ into the glory hole of Christ, because you know, I just think, you know, I mean, I get, you know, if you have Jesus sticking it through to you through a hole in the wall, you might be tempted. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll help you live forever. I don't know. But, you know, immortality, you get it how you can get it. But I'm telling you, Christians, you're on fucking notice, because I am not stopping till the attorney general and everybody I can get to listen going to listen. Because as I said to Sharon earlier, this is not just about my civil rights or the civil rights of Kaylin here and Sean Kelly and everyone else that works for us or works in Salem, because they also went to New England Magic and hurled oils at people that could contain allergens, and called the owner a whore. Look, I don't always get along with her, but she's, at least she's our whore. You know, and we might say that, but you can't.
Right.
So the thing is, that this should never happen. But I'm not just doing this for us. I'm doing this because if it this can happen in Salem, which is one of the most liberal, progressive cities in America, if this can happen in Salem to one of the best known witches in the world, me, what is going to protect some priestess that no one has ever heard of that lives in Kansas in a small town. What's going to protect that person if I can't even be protected? I'm going to ask Jack Siva-Therese if she can make me a cape out of Kevlar. But anyway, it seems like all the comments are working. So thank you, and I think we're going to say goodnight, and thank you for helping us out.